Today we will be discussing a very interesting topic, in-law brouhaha. I'm sure most of you will be wondering, in-law brouhaha, about the terms. In-law brouhaha is a relatable topic to every single person who is married or have a sibling that is married. Every couple have in-laws. Yes. Some are sweet, some are bitter, some are sour. Whereas some others could be described as those that come from the pit of the other side of heaven. You know what that means, right? All right. So the relationship between a person and in-laws could be between a father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, or the other relatives of the spouse's relationship. I don't know why we usually have problems with our in-laws. I can't tell why. But I'm sure you are going to help me to understand the reason behind the problems that comes out between the relations of our spouses and the spouse. I'm sure we're going to solve that puzzle together. I want to ask, is it that problems come just from the in-laws? Does it mean that most of the in-laws are horrible and terrifying? Or is the problem from the spouse? I really want to understand where the problem is, where the problem lies. Is it from the in-laws? Or is it from the spouse? With me today on the studio is Princess Diane Ndigwe, a beautiful princess whom I'm going to discuss this interesting topic with. Diane, you're welcome.
Can you hear me?
You're welcome. Yes, I can hear you. You're welcome to the program.
Yes, but I cannot hear you.
You cannot hear me?
I cannot hear you. Yes, I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me now?
you. I'm struggling to hear
All
you.
right.
And I think
All
I put
right.
this, yeah, I was hearing you before now. But you can hear me, right?
I can hear you perfectly well.
Okay, but I can't
I can
hear
hear.
you. But just work on it so I can keep talking so you work on it, okay? Um, my name is Princess Diana Ndigwe, and I am the founder of Land of Light Humanitarian Foundation. I'm also the founder of the Extraordinary Woman movement, which has to do with women. Today's topic is a broad one. It's very, very, very vast. And a lot of people would like to key into this to understand what it is. In-laws, brouhaha, how do you want to live your life when you're married? When you're married, are you married to your family, to your husband's family, or your husband is married to your own family? So I'm going to be using some practical examples here. Are you still hearing me, Juliet?
Of course, I am. I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Um, so, marriage is between two people. two people that have come together. Two people that have different upbringings, two people that have different value system, two people that have different belief system. It is a Royal Rumble, how do I call it? Royal Rumble field for two people where the husband is trying to adjust to the norms and the values of the wife. And the wife is um, struggling to balance between her own values and her husband's values and the family values. Now, there is more to it because when a man marries, practically he, say he inherits the wife's family as his own family, just like the wife inherits the husband's family as his own family. I can't find you, Juliet.
I'm here with you.
Am I
Let's go on.
actually on the same page? But let me just continue. Okay, so generally, every single person who has come to be one or married has one or two things to adhere to. Now, this is where we're going to start from. The problem doesn't come from the family from of the wife or from the family of the husband. The problems comes from individual. The problem comes from the value system. The problem comes from belief system. Let me give you a typical example. Let's say I'm a Christian. I'm married to a Muslim family. My mother-in-law is my mother-in-law is a calm Muslim, and I know that I'm married to a Muslim family. Do you think that when you do you think that there won't be any conflict when you want to start taking the children to church? These are the things you have to look out for before getting married. One of the most important things. You have to look at the value system, belief system, and upbringing. These are the things that you need to look out for. There are some
All right.
mother-in-laws who are dramatic. There
I
are
know. I
also
know.
some wives who are extremely dramatic.
Of
If
course,
these
then.
two people meet at a juncture, there must be problem.
All right. So
So
we've talked about marriage expectations. We've discussed marriage expectations,
I can hear
and
you.
but can you hear me? I said we've discussed marriage
I
expectations.
can hear you. I can hear you. I lost you.
You
Can
lost
you
me.
try
All right.
removing the earpiece to see if I can hear you?
All right. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Still, still
Can you hear
finding.
me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear a thing. So faint. I can't even hear anything you're saying. I'm just seeing your mouth move.
But you were hearing me before. You could hear me before, right? While we are at the background. All right. So I
Can you
will
send in
just.
the chat? Send in the chat.
I think we should. Yes, I think we should do that. All right. So we've heard from Dan, and I asked a pertinent question: Are we the problem, or is it our in-laws that are so horrible and terrifying? Are we the problem, Or is our in-laws the ones that are so horrible and terrifying? I read somewhere where someone was saying something about the way she handles her mother-in-law. I want to read it out for you so that we would hear what somebody said about how she handles her mother-in-law. I mean, some daughter-in-laws are terrifying. Let me read it out for you. This person said, I am the one giving them problems. I learned early from my mom's experiences that the best form of defense is attack. I gave it to them like it's hot, hot, hot. No time. The day I picked my mother-in-law, sister-in-law's call, she would go for Thanksgiving. Really? Do I even answer her greetings when she's around? She dare not touch any of my kids without my permission or cross the parlor when they come to visit. Oh. After my brother-in-law's wife told me all they did to her after her wedding, even threw her things out because she was trying to conceive. They poisoned her husband's mind and labeled her prostitute without womb because she was, God blessed her after 4 years. The day my child fell from her hand, whether by mistake or mischief, I made sure I made a sin of it. Even I accused her of trying to make me childless. See, crocodile tears from them. Let me see the space she will use to try nonsense with me to think I was angel washing or cooking for her up until we finalized our marriage. No, I can't continue reading this. I can't continue. This is not good at all. It's not nice. No matter what you heard or how you have been treated by your in-laws, I don't think is what you put them through the stress of maltreating them, making them feel scared whenever they hear about you or where your name is mentioned or wherever you are. I don't think is right. Can you hear me now?
Very clear.
Can you hear me? Oh,
Very
that's
clear.
lovely. That's fab. I'm
But
happy. Thank you.
I had to leave and come back. Maybe it was network. I had to leave
Oh,
and
I thought as well because you were hearing me before in the background. You're welcome
yes, yes.
back. So I'm still on today's episode of Marriage Conflict, and I've introduced you as Diane, the founder of Lend a Light Humanitarian Foundation. And you have made introduction on the in-law brouhaha. So I want to ask you now. Okay, let me repeat myself because you said you didn't hear what I said before. I was asking a pertinent question. Is it that most in-laws are terrifying and extremely difficult, or are spouses the cause of the brouhaha we have in in-law family relationships? What do you think? Is it the in-laws or the spouses? Or does it mean that people really expect so much from their in-laws? You know, when they're about to get married, they have high expectations. I'm going to be worshipped, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that from my in-laws. So let me hear your own opinion. What do you really think is the problem?
Like I started saying in the beginning, I told you I said it was individual differences.
Okay.
It is value system, belief system,
Okay.
reasoning, personality. I'm going to tell you something. Some people, some men actually think they go because from their family, they actually think they go to acquire women. You know, when you acquire women,
Acquire.
yes, but when you go and acquire a woman who's working, who comes back home, who does your laundry, does the laundry of the children, cleans the house, wash everything, at a particular time, she will be tired. And when she gets tired, the husband's expectation is cut off. Now, first of all, let me even go back to one other one I wanted to say. You see this, they want to marry you. You begin to overdo yourself, wash tank, clean compound, use sponge and iron sponge to clean iron. Do you
Why is my
understand?
100 yards?
Wise material about 1,000 years. Now, when you get married, your
Uh-huh.
mother-in-law, who you have shown to be, I'm a wife material, I can cook under smoke, I can cook with firewood, I can do this. When they marry you, you come into the house, they're expecting you to continue doing that thing. That's what you started with.
Of course.
And then you stop doing this thing. What do you expect? What do you expect?
Troubles. Troubles.
Trouble.
Troubles.
You told your sister-in-law it used to be nice to her when you were dating her. She could come into your kitchen, take food. All of a sudden, they got married to you. It becomes your kitchen.
Boundaries. You create
Yeah,
boundaries.
it becomes your kitchen.
Okay.
Now, there are rooms for there are rooms for misunderstanding. There are rooms for quarrels. There are rooms for every other thing that you can think about. But my dear, it still boils down to personality.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't call something like I don't call anything, you can go into my kitchen, take care of yourself. It doesn't bother me. Some wives are just overdoing things.
Right. It's true.
You've forgotten that some of these things, you've forgotten that these wives, these people you met, you're echoing back. I think I'm hearing some echo. Can you
Go
hear
on.
me?
Yes, of course I can hear you. Go on.
Okay. So some wives, before you were dating this person, he was living with his sister and brothers. They were going into the kitchen and coming out.
Okay.
They could enter they have some places they could enter, but of course, when they get married, when your husband marries you, he now understands. He understands that there are some things he will not do. Or that you can't just wake up in the morning, go to the kitchen, open the pot. Do you understand? And then
Yes.
the wife start making unnecessary trouble. It's my husband's house. No, it's my husband's house.
And then
This
sister will say, "Is my brother's house,"
is
and
my
then
brother's house.
the commotion continues.
Commercial continue. For me,
Yes.
I am a very peace loving person. I don't take the environment which I grew up in was very peaceful and loving.
Okay.
Everybody would do things together.
Tolerate yourselves. Tolerate each
Yes.
other. All right.
Yes. When I was getting married, okay, when I was getting married, I told I told him, I said, you know what? We're getting married, but we are not getting married to our siblings. I
Okay.
have nephews and nieces and cousins that I would want them to come to my house. But you know what? For the first 3, 4 months, I would want. For the first 3 years, I would not want family members.
Wow.
Yes. We had an
Were
understanding.
you able to achieve that?
Of course, before we got married, I was a discussion. Reason why is that my own nephew or niece can step on my husband's toe.
Okay.
Do you understand? They
Yes.
can piss him off. He can come into the house and find out that maybe the TV he kept mama in the parlor is his fault by your cousin or your nephew. It starts to bring up issues. And then his cousins or his brothers will come home. I think that first 3 years, we didn't have any sister-in-law, brother-in-law, Buhari. No, no, no. Everybody had their limit.
But
Now,
sometimes you go to your husband's family house, right? The
yes, I do.
extended house. So, how is the relationship with? How did they accept you? How did they welcome you the very first time after your marriage that you went into their family house?
They will welcome me perfectly
I didn't get
because
that.
it is what I said. They will have no choice than to welcome me perfectly. If you
They
do
have
not like me, if you don't like me, shove it into your pockets. I don't want to know.
all
The
right.
truth is, it is the way your husband portrays you as a wife to his family members. That's how they'll carry you.
Okay.
Let me give you a scenario. I said I have allergies. I don't stay around smoke. I don't cook with fire. I don't stay around where they use firewood thing that time.
All
Okay.
right.
And when
Yeah.
when I got married, one of my sister-in-law says, "Oh, we are not cooked in this house since now you come and cook. Let us see how your food is." And then I go up, and then when I was coming down, huh?
That, that's the traditional African style that a
Uh-huh.
new bride is supposed to come and
Yes.
cook in the husband's house. I understand. Okay.
Uh-huh. And then he says, but I told you people before she came here that she doesn't cook on firewood.
Thumbs up to your husband. That's nice. He stood up
Mhm.
for you.
So he said that, and everybody understood it. Now, some husbands will know that this wife of his is allergic to smoke, okay? And
Yes.
then he will still keep quiet and allow that wife go, not minding.
And suffer and go through acquiring
That's why I
all
say it is the way you, the husband and the wife, portray their. Let me tell you one thing. If you are a woman, hear this today. You tell your husband all your family problem. That man will use it against you. Only 2% out of 10.
I don't. Yes. Now you come. It's not all men, anyways. It's not all men.
Only 2% out of 10 will not use it against you. Why? The day you guys are going to get vocal, he will tell you ancient and modern. And you will say, but I told you this thing out of confidence. And he will So the family braha is the way you as the wife portray your husband. If you portray your husband as a nuisance to your family, of course he will be a nuisance and then they will talk to him anyhow. You as the wife, if you portray you as the husband, if you portray your wife as a slave, they'll do the same thing. It's just like a mother-in-law coming and staying with. I've seen somebody who have lived with her mother-in-law for more than 18 years. And they've not had any quarrel, and they've been living in peace. And even if they had misunderstandings, she will go and apologize. Hey, Mama, I'm sorry. The problem is, some people do not want to accept their family. Like I said, when you get married, you inherit them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I
If
get
I'm
it.
married to Mr. A, and I'm inheriting Mr. A's family, if you're married to Mrs. B, you're inheriting her family because her sister becomes your sister-in-law. Her brother becomes your brother-in-law. Her mother becomes your mother-in-law. So you have to treat them right. Unless you know that these people are generally trouble people. Some of them just want to give you hits, whether you like it or not. So some sisters-in-laws
No
they'll
matter
give
what,
you
no matter what you do,
no
they will
matter what you do.
they
That's
don't
why I
love you
say
from
some
the
of them
onset
are
and they don't want you.
some Yeah, that's why I say some of them are trouble pack arranged, coming. That's my brother house thing. You've forgotten that it is no longer your brother house thing. It is now your brother and his wife's house.
And what still, if the brother their brother inherited their father's property and they are living together in there, I've seen some instances where a sister-in-law badges in on her brother and the wife, even when they are on the bed. She doesn't care. She just walks straight into the house and go to the room. I don't know why some ladies behave like that. I don't know why some ladies behave like that, but
That's
it
why
is
I still say it is the way they see it is upbringing, their value system. I don't expect you to know that I'm married to your brother, and then you barge into my room, seeing me and my husband in bed.
And so
Anyway, so
let me ask you, if it were you, what would you do? If your sister-in-law barges in on you on bed
I
with
would
your husband,
first of all look at I will first of all look at her brother's reaction.
okay, okay,
If he's cool about it, then I'm cool.
you're
We'll
cool.
watch and see. Hmm?
All
For
right,
my facial expression, you should know.
you're cool. Diana. All right. So there is something I read sometime on Facebook. Someone told her story that her her mother-in-law usually come into their bedroom at night, at the middle of the night. That she don't know what he comes to find. So one day, I have checked the particular time her mother-in-law comes into the room. She just planned it out. As exactly that time, she undressed herself and climbed on top of her husband, asked her husband to make love to her. And everything worked out according to her plan. The woman barged into the room and saw her on top of her husband. The woman started shouting. Is that how she pounds on her son? That she wants to kill her son. It's not like she saw them, looked away, or excused herself. She went to separate the lady from her husband, that she's pouncing on her son. So when I read reactions from the comments, I had so many people saying that maybe the woman is a winch. She's trying to prevent her from having children. You know, people were coming up with too many opinions. Now,
Mm.
I know it is very wrong. Even in the Bible, I know we were asked to get married for the sake of reprocreation. Sorry, procreation. We join God to produce children as couple. Do you think that the woman was actually trying to prevent the both of them from um, having experiencing conjugal bliss, or do you think she was being overreactive? You know, when it comes to taking care of her child, she's trying to pamper the son from the wife, killing him. I don't know what that was. And I also read where someone was saying maybe this woman used to have carnal knowledge of her son before he got married. So she is trying to, prevent her son from having an affair with. I just
Okay,
couldn't place
okay. So
right.
let me jump on that. Two things. First of all, I do not understand why I should be in the room, and I know that my mother-in-law comes in at a particular time, and I would not lock the door and keep the key in my pockets. One.
Okay.
So when she knocks and then nobody opens the door, she goes. When she does it severally, she will stop. Okay, that is one way to avoid that problem.
Okay.
In fact, that's the
What
first
if the
part.
husband reacts? What if the husband reacts? Why do you lock the door? Maybe my mom is having some issues that maybe she's having panic
No, of
attack, she's
course.
having insomnia,
If
she's
you
having.
barge into me the first day,
Mhm.
okay, you do it the second time. When you do it the third time, I will know it's an intentional act. It is no
All right.
longer. No, 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 no. If my husband says, okay, well, no, don't close the door, I will leave the room for you and go to the guest room. In fact, I'll start sleeping in the parlor. Let your mother keep barging in. That
Okay.
will solve the problem. But if I see that my mother-in-law comes into my room where I sleep at a particular time in the midnight, hello, and you ask me not to close the door. Secondly, if she's waking up every day to find out if we are having carnal knowledge, two things is actually happening. I found out recently that a lot of, like, very few mothers have carnal knowledge of their son.
You say very few mothers.
Some mothers used to have carnal knowledge of their son.
Okay. Likewise, some fathers have
Yes, no,
carnal
no, no,
knowledge.
no. Fathers is on the news, is everywhere.
All right.
And then because boys don't speak, okay, they might continue through that process till it becomes marriage. But when he
All right.
gets married, jealousy sets in because the boy stops giving his mother as usual, 100%. Now, I'm not saying in court that the woman is having carnal knowledge of her son. What I'm
Okay. No,
explaining is
the
she might
possibility.
also be overprotective. She might just be overprotective. She might
Protect
just be
of the
protecting
woman
her
towards
children.
her son.
Yes,
Is she
there is a
trying to
holdback.
protect?
Somebody there is you. I think that somebody just wrote that there is a holdback. You're listening from two devices, right?
Yes.
Are you listening from two devices?
No.
There is a holdback. That is when I'm talking. It's calling back to me. It's either you're listening from two devices or yeah, so it should be affecting the people listening. So somebody just listen.
Is it okay now?
No, still echoing.
Okay, just go on. I can't get
Okay,
echo. Just go on.
okay. So these things are the things that we need to understand. The mother might be overprotective of her son, which is something she needs to get over. It. Her son needs to tell her, "Mom, I'm actually getting married."
All right.
So there should be some boundaries.
All right. Okay.
Listen, if you do not set boundaries in your marriage, you are, of course, that marriage will fail. Okay?
All right.
I set the boundaries that, look, in my marriage or relationship, a third party won't come in. Never. If we cannot sort it by the two of us, we go to somebody who, that's on a very rare case where we call in somebody who is going to come in and fix that issue. But if we do not get it, that means this marriage is not working for the both of us. Okay? Then we need to understand that we are not compatible.
Okay.
My in-law, my brother-in-law is like my brother. He comes home, I will feed him, give him what he wants. My sister-in-law is like my sister. But
But
don't overdo yourself.
you said they shouldn't. You didn't want them to be around you and your siblings to be around your husband until after 3 to 5 years of marriage.
Yes, you can discuss it with your husband.
All right.
When your siblings and his own siblings understand these linings, they give you peace.
All right. So we have a comment here that I want to read out. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes,
I
I
know
can hear you.
you are married into a home, automatically your husband's siblings becomes your siblings too. Same on the wife's end. Okay,
Very
so
true.
I think this person is trying to ask a question based on what you said earlier, that before prior to your marriage, you had a discussion with your husband about when your relations can visit. As you said, you set a boundary to be between 3 to 5 years after your marriage, so that both of you can have perfect understanding, perfect knowledge of yourselves, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think this person is trying to ask a question. How then will you be able to relate with your um relations, your husband's relatives and your husband with your relatives within that period when they are not allowed to come and visit?
I did not say visit. They come and visit you. I mean live in.
Oh,
No,
live
no, no, no,
in.
no, no. They can come on. They don't come on the weekend. Come Friday, go Saturday. But you see that living, come and live. That's when the seafood comes in. That's when your husband's sister wakes up in the morning and tells you, what is that you're wearing. That's when they know all the matter in your house. Take it to their mother, or or you take it to your siblings will take it to your own mother, and they start to see the couples. If your husband used to behave somehow, they'll take it to the house and talk about it. Everybody in the house already heard about it. So when they come in, they begin to see your husband like a like you. Do you understand what I mean? There
Yes,
are
I
some
do.
faults. Let me say a woman who already knows that her husband clubs, her husband keeps late nights, her husband does this, does that. She married him, yes. Now let me tell you what happens. If she brings in her sister to the house to live with them for a particular period, say 1 year or 3 months or 5 months, the sister sees the husband's behavior. Somebody like me will want to hide that behavior. I don't want anybody to know because it's my own husband's behavior. I have my own. She takes it like that, raw, and goes to give my mother. My mother, thinking she's protecting me, begins to see my husband like an irresponsible man, a foolish. So tomorrow, when she comes to the house, she's prepared for war. She's prepared for quarrels. So when he talks to her, he said, "Look at you, no useless man." Well, you do understand what I'm saying because they've
I
carried some of
understand.
your matter to them. So these
All
are the
right.
things I'm talking about. So
You're
of course,
trying to
when you're
prevent.
married, yes, when you're married, your husband's siblings will come. Will come and do weekend. I have an experience I would not want to share now. You understand? These are the kind of things that when you hear your husband's siblings or your own siblings are coming, you start to run because you don't even know what baggages they're bringing into the house. I am
Yes.
very concerned about my energy. I'm concerned about my environment, the kind of people that stay in the house. Now, if you and your husband are the kind that used to quarrel, they are used to quarreling and being vocal. Your sister-in-law is in the house. You think your brother-in-law is in the house, or your own sister is in the house. You think she will not be hating your husband, or your brother-in-law will be hating you because you're actually talking back to your husband.
All right.
So these are the things that it still boils down to how we lay our bed as married couples. There should be limit to everything. That husband that is always quick to run, my wife did this to me. Yeah, you take it home, tell his siblings. What do you think you're doing? That wife that is, well, your husband did this, you take it to your mother. What do you think you're doing? You're building issues. First of all, you know that the first 1 year in marriage is war between husband and wife. After that first 6 months enjoyment, you have done honeymoon, the real character starts to come in. Mm-hmm. 1 year into the marriage, you will start having misunderstanding. You can tell your husband nonsense, stupid, all those kind of things. You can start to insult your husband. Say you don't have
Begin to
respect
see your
again.
husband as your equal.
You understand? So the problem starts. And then that period of after the honeymoon, sweet love, there's a problem. There's a peak period. There's a hot period where your husband is trying to understand you. That's when you are pregnant and you can wake up in the night and talk to him anyhow. That's when you are so picky. You want to quarrel, 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 quarrel. If you are a nagging wife, you start to nag your husband. Will wonder, no, be this woman I marry. How don't understand? Then your husband takes it like that, raw, and go and gives his mother. My wife, 1 year into marriage, my wife, she do this, she cost me. Your mother-in-law, the woman, the girl's mother-in-law, she doesn't even know that her husband has gone to to tell the mother or his sister about what you have done. They are waiting for the right day to come. They will unleash on you. So they're coming to your house with I hear you're wondering, I don't understand where this quarrel is coming from. What your husband has told the sisters.
All right. We have another comment here. Overprotection on what? Her son is an adult. If he can't handle his issues, then he shouldn't be allowed to get
Thank
married.
you. Thank you.
All right.
I think I answered that question. I said, if his reaction is he's okay with the reaction, I will
That you
leave
also
the room for him. I will go to the sitting room or go to the guest room and sleep. And that's why I'll be sleeping until he knows what he's doing. If you are not a man, you're not supposed to be married. Yes, if you're not a man, you are not supposed to be married. You have to be a man. I don't mean a boy. Oh, you can't be a boy and be
man,
married. No,
a
you have to
man,
be a man so
a
you can take
strong-willed
decisions.
man.
A
Mhm.
strong-willed man, because you know what? When you marry, your family will be expecting that your wife will wake up in the morning, especially if you're staying in the family house. Wake up in the morning, come and sweep. Your sister is pressing her phone. Your wife will come and clean kitchen, cook, do this or serve all of them. What? Where? You expect that? That's why a lot of marriages are crashing up and down. Why is that? Some men have that olden days mentality. They think that it is that time our fathers marry our mothers. They were not going to work. They sit down at home. They'll go and bring kimchi and bring the rest and come back, and then the wife will cook for them, serve everybody in the house. It's not that like that anymore. I am very busy. I don't have the time. If you stay in my house as a brother-in-law, okay? Oh, I wake up in the morning. Hey, my darling brother-in-law, how are you? There's everything in the fridge, okay? Anything you want, you can just go and take. Enjoy yourself. I will go out. So if you as a brother-in-law want to now show me that you want trouble and now come back from work, you tell me I did not serve you food. Something must be wrong now. I've already
Okay, but,
cooked. I told you, help yourself.
but after cooking, you serve your husband, right?
After cooking, I save my husband.
Okay. But you can
So
allow
if
your
I,
brothers, your husband's
yes,
siblings to
that's why I say
dish
if I'm
the
not
food
around,
themselves.
if I'm not around, of course there will be different timings. Say my brother-in-law is always at home. Okay. I will not wait for me to come back before he eats now. Those
And
are
your brother-in-law
material things.
can cook as well. Can you
Huh?
allow can you allow your sibling in-laws or your mother-in law to cook for you, to cook for the
Why
family
not?
in your house?
Why not? It's even, I will be happy. Send me
Okay,
food.
it becomes our house.
It's our no. Of course, I told you better. I said it's our house.
It's our house.
So wife should stop this unnecessary setting boundaries because it doesn't come more from the husband. It comes more from the wife. You set boundaries. Mama went to the kitchen and she took hello. What do you mean by Mama went to the kitchen? Mama should go to the kitchen. It's our kitchen. It's our kitchen.
All right. All right,
Of
that's
course,
okay.
Mama is not going to be there forever.
Okay, so we remember that we are on ICTV, and the topic we're handling today is in-law brouhaha with Juliet, and we have a beautiful guest, Diana Ndigwe. She is a princess,
Diana.
Diana. Should I call it like that?
Yes, Diana.
And she is the founder led a light foundation. So do not forget to like, comment, and share because we are on a mission of reviving already dilapidated marriages all over the world. You will agree with me that this in-law brouhaha is one of the major causes of marriage conflict.
In
It is one of
Africa, in Nigeria,
in
not
the
Africa.
world, in the world, in the
No, no,
world.
no, no, no. Outside the country is different.
Yes, yes, we have the same problems pertaining to different families. I mean, different people experience it differently. It's not the way we experience in-law brouhaha that the foreigners could experience in-law brouhaha because of the settings of our values. The traditional settings of African values is very different from the modern settings other people experience in their own country. So in-law brouhaha is a problem everywhere. Is a problem everywhere, both for the rich and the poor. The only difference is how we experience it. So we are on a mission of reviving dilapidated marriages, even the ones that are remaining 1%, even the ones that are 0% on the verges of breaking up, even those ones that are in court waiting for their divorce to be properly handled. We want you to come back to your marriage. One thing, I always leave a lesson for you, my beautiful followers, on every topic. And I want to tell you today, no matter how your in-laws treat you, no matter the kind of experiences you've encountered in your in-laws' home, please enjoy your marriage. The most important thing should be that person you're living in the house with, which is your spouse. If the person treats you right, don't mind whatever treatment you get from your in-laws. Embrace your spouse. Live a good life with your spouse. Enjoy marriage. Marriage is fun if you want to enjoy it.
If
Forget
you
your
marry
in.
the right person, that's the word.
Of
Not if you
course,
want to marry.
even if you marry a wrong person, even if you didn't marry right, you can
No, no,
enjoy.
no, no. It's
You can
not
enjoy
true.
your
It's
marriage.
not true.
Someone like you that have a strong headed that is very strong headed. As I'm looking at you now, you have a very strong head.
It's
Even
not
if
true.
they're attacking you two by two now, you will still survive it. There are people
Listen,
like
eh?
that.
No, listen. We should always get it right. Okay? Marriage is a beautiful and a fun thing, but in all you do, marry the right person.
Of course.
Like you said, it can be enjoyed, but if you marry the wrong person, you will
You have
see that there's a disease that is worse than HIV. Okay?
really.
Mental health issue. Mental health issue is you pray that you need HIV so your mental state to be normal. I'm telling you the truth. Marriage can stress you out. If you marry the right person, let me tell you, whatever your in-laws are doing to you, it will be like they are spicing it up. To the both of you, you guys are catching fun with it. Okay? But if you marry wrong and your husband is with them, just go and be packing firewood. Now be packing firewood. Like
It's
the
settled
fire
for
will be burning. The fire will be burning. So let's get it right. It's not about us enjoying marriage. It's about you and your spouse marrying right. There are some men, especially from this our eastern part, like I said, that think they acquire a woman. And when you acquire a woman, what do you expect? You expect that if for a name, come on, my God, lie down and greet her. Yes, you're supposed to greet her.
course, of course,
Lie
of
down.
course. Our tradition. Our tradition gave them the right to say they acquire a woman. There are some parts of there are some places in eastern Nigeria that you actually spend a whole lot of money to get married. I hope you know that. So if a
Yes.
man is spending over 1 million naira to get married to someone, he has acquired that woman. You
Have you
can use
seen a
money.
Hausa wedding? Have you seen a Hausa wedding?
I have not attended
We
any.
don't we don't do we don't do marriage now. Igbos don't do marriage. Hausas wed for 7 days. You'll be cooking and bringing drink out. Cooking. The wife will do henna here, do that one. They'll prepare her, they'll cook her, they'll do this, they'll do that. Hausas are the people that do marriages.
Do they really spend so much? Do they really
What?
spend so much? Yeah.
7 days? 7 days? Don't spend money. Ours is cheap. 2,000 naira, you have done bride price. Now you've carried your wife and gone.
No, 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 no. I don't just count that token they give to the parents of the bride or the
But
omomu.
that's the marriage now. That's the
What
marriage.
about what about the drinks? What about the yam?
No,
About
no, I'm
the
talking about I'm not
about the
talking
rice?
about the traditional rights now. I'm talking about the one that you give to the bride price. Okay?
There
These
is no.
people
I
are
don't
listen,
think parent Nigerian. Sorry. Let me say Eastern Nigerian parents are set to collect just the bride price. They would want that party to be thrown. You understand?
not all of them. People that don't have all these Abakaliki people, do they throw party?
So this your beautiful daughter that I've been eyeing like this. When we want to come and take her away from you, are we going to just give you the normal? Some people take 100 naira. I
No,
hope you know that,
for me, it's quite different. Okay, for
right?
me, it's quite different. What I'm saying is, I'm saying that we, especially our Igbo brothers, our Eastern brothers, there's this thing with them and women. Okay, when you marry a woman, he thinks that, oh, I've acquired this woman. Okay, and she overdoes herself because
Women
of that thing.
trying to impress.
You know, so the woman, when what do you expect from that? When the day she comes out of that closet, in-laws are saying, "Oh, Waganga, she's now wild, she's now this, she's now that." She becomes a wild animal because she doesn't want to do it again. But in a way, in the other traditions or the other religions, when you marry a woman, she stays to her, she goes to her own cubicle, whatever it gives to her, she just do her thing. She doesn't have anybody. The day you want to see her, come to her, talk to her. Okay? But yeah, we do it in the more, and our women too, we overdo things. We do overdo things.
I understand.
We overdo things. A husband took 50,000 naira as bride price. Now the daughter doesn't want to marry, doesn't have 50,000 naira to pay back. What do you expect? The girl has to be in that marriage by fire by force.
No, 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 no. All
So
right. Today is World Mental Health Day, and Diane mentioned mental health as one of the problems some women have to face if they marry the wrong person. Not just women, anyways. People face if they marry the wrong person. And I want to give a shout out to every person out there whom could be classified to have married the wrong person, especially those whom their spouses are having mental health issues. Shout out to you. You are doing a good job. Please hold on, especially if your spouse goes to the hospital to receive health care. Just hold on. Continue encouraging the person. One day is going to be fine. But please, if your life is at danger, owing due to the fact that the person is having mental issues, run for your life. I beg
yes,
you, of God. It's
thank you
better
for that advice.
apart than
Mm.
you stay in there and lose your life, no matter what. We continue. Remember that we are handling the beautiful topic in law brouhaha. And I want to ask you then, what do you think are the responsibilities of parents in law to their child in law? I mean, to their son or daughter in laws? What do you think they should do?
Your responsibility as a father or as a mother-in-law is actually to watch out for those kids who you have inherited via marriage. Um, See, when your daughter-in-law is having issues with your son, she's not just your she's just not just your son's wife. She's now your daughter. And if you know that your son has done something bad, call him to order.
Okay.
Don't take sides. It is your responsibility as parent to stand in the path of truth. If you have a mother-in-law who doesn't stand in the path of truth, that marriage too will not work. Yes, if you have a family, if you have a parent-in-law who doesn't stand in the path of truth, because when you people have problems, who will settle it? You will always be the ones to blame. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, what I'm trying to say is, are you there? Your network has gone off. Are you there? Hello? Are you there? Hello? Okay, so if your husband's parents are always on the side of truth, there is no way you as a person will have problems. The responsibility of a father and mother-in-law is to watch out for those children and make sure that they do not make the kind of mistakes that they have made. Because even them on their journey to their marriage, they have made mistakes. I know a lot of times that parents will want to come after um, parents will want to come after their son-in-law or their daughter-in-law because they heard one or two things. Your duty as a parent is to call the two of them, sit them down, ask them what the problem is, and stand in the path of truth. With this, I think that's generally what parents, that's what their duty is over their children in marriage. Are you there? Hello? Hey, no, dear. We have Oka. We have Rotary Club of Oka. We cannot use Rotary Club of Oka. We will only use Rotary Club of Oka or Oka Municipal. That's it. Rotary Oka Municipal. We cannot use Rotary Club of Oka because we have Rotary Club of Oka. Please. Hello.